up everybody and welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be debunking some Bleach debunks. In this video I'm gonna debunk James's takes. Also, this won't be a video where I scale Bleach, it will be just debunking the scaling as some people have, but if you want to see a video where I scale Bleach, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't liked my video and subscribed, do it right now. Enjoy my Discord server. So now that we cleared things up, let's just jump into the video.
Only gets to around large country, which sure probably means that characters like Ukiura and Stark are stronger than the whole Akatsuki, but the problem is that powers aren't getting...
Wait, what? I thought we were past the whole country level espada scaling for Bleach, but I guess I'll have to address it. Even in Soul Society arc, we have a worst star level feat from casual base size, and actually Sajin tanks this attack kinda. He gets back up without much of a problem and doesn't need any medical help when characters like Renji and others like Fatigue based Byakuya and Fatigue Banka Ichigo get so wrecked. It almost like knocks them out just by item slashing with his finger or with his sword. And obviously Banka Ichigo, full power Byakuya, Shunsi, Yamamoto, and even Soul Society, even in Soul Society arc, Ichigo scaled to this. Even Sajin in Soul Society arc, is like what at best he's like eye patch Kenpachi level, max like no eye patch Kenpachi level, high bolt, and even amped Shika Ichigo pre-Bankai training scales to no eye patch Kenpachi at full power. Or also we have a star level espada level characters later in the next arc. If you all want the video on explaining why mid to high tier espada scale around star level, I guess I can do that, since there's a lot of scans and galaxies to support that.
Only gets to around large country, which sure probably means that characters like Ukiura and Stark are stronger than the whole Akatsuki, but the problem is that powers aren't getting much higher from here.
Also, you think we can't quantify, and we hire this argument of ignorance since we have a canon in confirmed and stated multipliers like Bankai and Resurrection, which are 5 to 10 times, or Hollow Mask, which is just shown and stated to be greater M than Bankai, or even Yuha's Almighty, which is beyond a Bankai M, since at best he was rather to Shika Ichibei in base, and then Ichibei goes Bankai, and he's so much above him that Yuha can even sense his Ryatsu, and then after he uses Almighty, he just like one-shots him. And even techniques like Kindo, by doubling its power, is also like a multiplier. I know why you think Gram is continental to multi-continental. I guess you're using the casual meteor feat, which is the most important part of the feat. That he was gonna destroy Serete, but for the feat he's gonna kill a lot of strong characters who scale above continental. Also, the meteor feat is very kinda unquantifiable to some degree, since like before like even reaching Serete, it will have to go past a high density barrier. This is around the Serete, which protects it, and even like this is like the whole problem why they had to like master the ball thing with with the Shiba family to even get this whole society, like Ichigo and the gang in the first arc.
Stuff gets from continental to multi-continental, which is fair. It's a very strong feat. The problem is that Grammy's like top 15, top 10 in the verse.
Wait, what? Where are you getting that this Grammys in top 10 to 15 in the verse? He's not even top 35 in the verse. If you like want to like for me to explain even further why like Grammy isn't like for top 35 in the verse, let me know down in the comments.
Okay, the big thing about Yuha is realistically we don't know how he was going to destroy everything. Now we know has something to do with the barriers based off stuff that's saying can't fear your own world, but we don't know specifically what he was going to do. Now, the thing about it is there's two ways he could have done it. He could have done it by throwing off the balance of souls, which he has the power to do with the Soul King, but he was also planning to overthrow it without that too. We know he was. But we know the balance is a key part of the Thousand Year Blood War, as he references it multiple times, saying things like the balance is off and stuff like that. The balance within that, especially since he's a Quincy, is very key to his character. If he's just throwing off the balance, it doesn't mean anything in the feat, realistically, because a bunch of Quincy's threw off the balance before. And we know it's a risk. If we know a bunch of people, they killed enough Hollows and stuff like that, and didn't let them go to the Soul Society, this would happen, or didn't let them go Waco Mundo, etc. 60 or 70 chapters in, then most series do at the start in like small town level feats. The problem is, though, is that after the Iranka stuff, there's no real good AP feat happening in the series. The Iranka arc doesn't present much better, as it only gets to around large country, which sure, probably means that characters like Ukiora and Stark are stronger than the Katsuki.
Starts doing it, he's actually using Reatsu to physically collapse the realms, and since he's stronger than Prime Soul King, who could separate them, I don't see a problem why Yuka just could be like so strong that he would like collapse all the realms. And we have multiple statements that Yuka was gonna like collapse the Garganta, not just throw off the balance of souls. If he wanted, he would just kill Hollows or Soul Reapers, and wouldn't require like absorbing the Soul King to stabilizing the balance. It's like even Kendrill Grimjaw, it's like if he like died, he would like it's possible for the balance of souls to like tip over. And you know, like Grimjaw's like pretty fodder.
Now, of course, everyone's seen my calc for the center feat, the recalc from what Seraph did originally, and we all know the result I got. I got something like large planet to multi-solar. I think that was the range I got. Large planet to solar system. That was the range. But at the end of the day, we don't even know if he scales to that.
Bro, I hope you're not serious that nobody in Bleach scales to Senna. If you actually think that, yeah, you're beyond help, when Banka Ichigo in the movie scales to or above her, and even Kido Ken was gonna destroy the realm in which she's contained. On top of if like no Soul Reaper in 1000 it has surpassed Yamamoto, or that each base stands at the top of Soul Reapers, or any other statement that like also like imply that Sena doesn't scale to the top tiers, even if you think nobody in the movie scales to her.
Look right here. Does that look infinite to you? The Serate that we can see the size of and that we know it's possible to walk all the way around within 20 something days by Ichigo in the Soul Society arc?
I don't know if you have read Bleach, because Mukan is stated to be infinite multiple times in a manga and Beyond Fear World, and he also claims Serate is finite in size, probably because maybe you're take the Yoruichi statement in the Soul Society arc. But there is a problem. We have no indication that Yoruichi knows how the Mukan nor how big it is, or that she can even comprehend how big infinite side space would be.
What I'm getting at is that Yuha is now on the level of the Soul King because he absorbed him.
Nope. He absorbed a Rayo that was far in the future that couldn't even move and didn't have arms and legs. What's to say that that Rayo is the exact same strength as the Rayo that had originally done everything to split the dimension?
Oh Jesus Christ, I don't know why, but this is still an argument. Yuha, before absorbing the Soul King, was already stronger than any of its parts. And then he absorbed his corpse that was sealed in a crystal. So, and after that he absorbed both of his arms, the brain, and the heart of the Soul King, on top of his power, which was already above any of its parts. And as well as he absorbed pretty much every Quincy, except like Uryo, including the Royal Guard and Jugram. And like Jugram even scales above any of the parts of the Soul King as well. So yeah.
So therefore, if Ichigo was not on the same level as Yuha, he would not be able to do this.
See, I don't think that's true. Let me explain. Okay, so the Kokisui had gotten Yuha, which is seemingly thrown off the Almighty, which made Ichigo able to slash him. Now, I think the Almighty, when it's in place, actually amps Yuha. This is shown through multiple things, like when the Almighty's in activation, Yuha throttles Ichigo in their previous battle, and says like he's beating the crap out of it. But then when he closes his eyes, Ichigo's able to keep up for a second. Also, when he activates and releases the Almighty, he gains the power able to kill Ichibei in a way that the Almighty really shouldn't be able to, and does this amount of damage to Ichibei, which was seemingly impossible beforehand. So it seems like when the Almighty's in activation, he potentially gains a power boost, and when it's being thrown off, that power boost might be altered, which would then make it possible. This is what seemingly makes the most sense, since Ichigo got destroyed in their previous fight, to the point where Yuha was saying to him, "Why do you want to die so much?" Like, he was obviously a far stronger character to a whole new extent. So the fact that like this is comparable, especially since 40 minutes have passed in series, nothing had changed. So Ichigo somehow just got like this big point stronger to where he can slice Yuha like that. No, I feel.
Okay, guess. I have to address why Ichigo does skill 2 or above Yuha. We already saw when Form Salvation, Rushika Ichigo fought Soul King Yuha that they were high and relative, and Yuha even comments how he can let his guard down and how strong Ichigo is and how terrifying his banka is that he'd rather break it via hacks than so strong. Now for the final fight between Ichigo and Aizen vs Yuha, I don't know if you understand the basic concepts how Ryatsu and power progression of characters in the series works. It's actually established in like first 50 or 60 chapters how your spiritual energy increases, and we learn more about it in a Ranker saga when it's mentioned multiple times, and we see stuff like it's happened before. Like after Ukiura almost kills Ichigo, he gets a massive amp, and for Ryatsu, I guess, you see when Kenpachi and Aizen are talking about it, how it works, for it to affect somebody. So now, it all makes sense, you just don't know how to scale Bleach.
Take Gin, for example, who said his sword moves at Mach 500 times the speed of sound.
Oh god, I guess I have to debunk the Gin stuff. Even though I thought people already dropped the terrible argument. I guess we're gonna ignore how Gin himself lied about properties of his Bankai, or how Gin, Shikai, and Bankai have different names, and we know that different names change the properties of Zanpakuto, the most known one being Yumichika's fake Shikai, or Renji's fake Bankai, or how Ichibei changes and creates names to give them different properties. Or even Gin has so many like different names for Shikai and Bankai, what he calls them, and they do different things. So let's say it's really release 500 times his clapping speed, then can you even prove his clapping speed the same as normal humans' clapping speed?
Characters are beyond FTL. We have characters that can shatter dimensions.
People have been using the whole shattering dimension stuff for a long time to try and scale people. I'm going to expose why that's so dumb, okay? Now, shattering dimension, I'm guessing you mean destroy a dimension. So destroy something, space or space-time continuum, a dimensional separate space. Okay, let's just say I had a space the size of a car, okay? And I destroyed that space. Space and time are linked, mind you. If I destroy all the space within a space, the space is gone and time is gone. So now if I destroy a space or a dimension the size of a car, how strong would I be? How much energy would that take?
For the dimensions argument, I'm assuming you're referring to Fullbring Ichigo breaking Kyukyu's dimension by going Bankai, which is stated to be a space-time, as well as shown to have a star in it.
Okay, let's start with the Ceros. First off, the Ceros all vary in speed. You're not going to say Ukiura's Cero moves as fast as Grimjao's Cero. Of course, Ukiura's Cero would probably be faster. They don't all have set speed, so we can't assert a set speed. The other problem with them is that they clearly have force. We see one of them vaporize half of Waco Mundo. We see the Cerosaurus do.
For light speed stuff, and how Ceros have mass, I'm making a video addressing every light speed meta for Bleach, so look forward to that. But Ceros having force, so not being light speed is pretty easy to debunk, since the feat you brought up is collision, not just Cero exploding. As well as Bleach doesn't follow all the physics of our world, like Ryatsu can burn and freeze, Sand can burn, which it's impossible, or Hollow, especially Manos, can warp sky like curtains. Also, Sarah and Fort isn't a big deal, since they can be light speed, and the only difference being installed with spiritual pressure and Ryoryoku. Know that it's condensed spiritual pressure that the mid slide, which would be very different, and we have no basis for Sarah's being light speed. Also, Sarah's having a different speed is fine, and it would correlate to the amount of Ryoryoku that's put into it. So we just say it's light speed low bolt, or if a character with hard and light speed reaction gets tagged or bleached by a Zero, we upscale the speed of the Zero because of it.
The Negacion's a glorified vacuum, and it's the same thing because a vacuum needs a suck that requires force, which then would require mass.
For the Negation debunk, it has spatial manipulation. That's why it acts like it does, and it's stated light multiple times by one of the most reliable characters in the series.
The whole Uryu blitzing his shadow. The good one about this here is that he's using Hirin Kyaku, which is pretty much, I might butcher the name, it's pretty much Shumpo, but it's the Quincy's version of Shumpo. Now if you don't know, this isn't scaled to normal speed.
Wait, what? You really think society-based Uryu's travel speed is greater than the speed of the God Tiers at the end of the series? Even ignoring how consistent Shadow Bleaches are, some example with being Kid Byakuya, society-based Uryu, Oetsu, and even Ruki when she gets turned into a doll. So yeah, your Bleach scales are like pretty bad. But this should like cover up most of the debunks for James. If you like this kind of videos, like the video and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you next time.